okay, Thomas? Please, somebody help us.
Sailor. Sailor, the ledger.
Thomas, cell 7.
Strike him off.
Thomas! Just one drink of water and he would still be alive! You threw him salted meat! And gave him no water! You let him die!
Record the time of death.
Thomas!
From today onward, discontinue his daily ration. Pint of flour soup.
Captain, the men below deck are all in similar condition.
Thomas!
The dysentery is spreading. They keep begging for water.
Thomas!
Should we release additional drinking water?
There is nothing free on my ship. The government paid for every head before departure. Why should I waste my own supplies?
He's a human being! Can't you see that we're dying? Don't you see us as human?
Calculate the remaining voyage days. Reduce the woman's ration by 1/3. Combined with her husband's allocation, we've recovered supplies for 2 people. Tie the legs! Get him topside! Keep moving, you filthy rats! Get off the ship!
Look at them, Lieutenant. They are not men. They are walking corpses. Why are they in this wretched state? What happened on that ship?
Sir, the voyage was executed strictly according to the terms of the contract.
The contract? What kind of godforsaken contract is a vessel into a floating slaughterhouse?
I will not dwell on the scene of misery which the hospitals exhibited when the convicts were landed, but it would be want of duty not to say that it has been caused by the contractors having crowded too many on board.
Governor, we just received a dispatch. The merchant syndicate, Camden, Calvert and King, is already preparing to defend themselves before Parliament in London. They claim they provided the vessels and rations exactly as required by the regulations.
It is a waste of breath to condemn the greed of those vultures. Send this letter to the Home Office in London immediately. Tell them plainly, if the Crown does not tear out this rotten prepaid contract system by its roots, every transport ship of the Empire will become nothing but a massive graveyard upon the sea!
Silence, gentlemen!
Governor Philip's accusations are tragic, but look at reality. Without the private merchant syndicate's contract prices, the Empire has no practical way to transport so many criminals to Australia. A mortality rate exceeding 26% during the voyage due to disease is simply an unavoidable cost of doing business. Did you say the cost of doing business? This was not disease. It was a planned slaughter. Deputy Secretary, did the merchants break the law? They loaded exactly the number of convicts specified in the contract and set sail accordingly. The government created a system that paid per head boarded. If you call the greed that starves human beings to death behind legal clause irrationality, then our Home Office, which allowed those rules to remain, is equally complicit. Sir, this is the draft for the new contract.
Good afternoon, Minister.
Representative of the Shipping Association, what are you doing here?
I have business with the Minister. Undersecretary, official business.
Undersecretary, have you lost your mind? You're not proposing more inspectors.
You're not proposing punishment for the merchants. You're even proposing that we change the entire payment system itself?
No, Minister. Inspectors can be bribed. Merchants will always find a way around punishment. Do not try to control human nature. Change the system. Change the contract. Strike out the words per head boarded. Remove them completely. Minister! If you follow this mad bureaucrat's proposal and change the contract, no merchant will risk sending ships to Australia. Numbers don't work. The costs don't work. You've got it backwards. You'll be desperate to sail. You've smelled money. Explain yourself, Undersecretary. From this day forward, the Imperial Government will not count how many souls you board in Britain. Payment will depend on only one thing: how many arrive alive, safely landed. Not a single penny will be paid for that. We will only count and pay for the number of lives you actually bring ashore alive on Australian soil. A specific amount shall be paid to the contractors for each convict embarked, provided that an additional gratuity of £3 shall be paid for each convict safely landed at Port Jackson. What?
Stand by forward line. Heave! Haul that line in quickly now. Hold fast. Secure the stern line.
Keep your back straight, mate.
Thank you.
123, 124.
298, 299, 300. All convicts landed. 0 deaths. Report it to the Home Office immediately. I want every pound of my gratuity. Merchant, you took remarkably good care of these convicts. Of course I did. If a convict dies, I lose £3. £3 of my own money. I hired the best physician I could find. Kept him below deck for the entire voyage. You think I'd risk losing my bonus? I treated them better than family.
What an incentive.
Nobody told them to be here. Nobody ordered this. So what's actually running this machine?
They wanted fewer snakes. They got more. This is what happens when incentives go wrong. Help! Snakes!
Same person. Different incentive. Completely different behavior. Same humans. One system removed the incentive to try. Look at the difference. It's not about who people are. It's about what they're responding to.
What really moves people? Is it morality? Is it law? Is it leadership? Economics is a more uncomfortable answer. People respond to incentives. Full stop. Change what people gain or lose, and you change what people do every single time. This isn't cynical, it's just accurate. And the man who understood it better than almost anyone wrote it down in 1776. Adam Smith, Scottish economist, 1776. The Wealth of Nations, one of the most influential books in economics. Adam Smith didn't invent incentives. He showed us how they rule everything. It is not from the benevolence of the butcher, the brewer, or the baker that we expect our dinner, but from their regard to their own interest. Let that sink in for a second. The baker doesn't wake up thinking, how can I help my community today? He wakes up thinking, how do I run a profitable bakery? And in doing that, he feeds the entire neighborhood.
Every individual intends only his own gain, and he is in this led by an invisible hand to promote an end which was no part of his intention.
The invisible hand. Nobody designed it. Nobody controls it. Millions of people, each chasing their own interest. And the result is a functioning economy that feeds, clothes, and connects billions of human beings. Not because anyone planned it, because the incentives lined up.
Echo, don't try to change what people want. Change what they gain by giving it to you.
But here's where it gets dangerous. Incentives don't care about your intentions. They only care about the behavior they produce. British colonial officer in 1800s India, confidently posting a reward notice. Bounty for dead cobras. Crowds of locals reading it with interest. Locals bringing in dead cobras and collecting coins, then secretly building cobra farms in dark basements, breeding snakes in wooden crates. Then, program cancelled notice posted. Farmers opening all the crates, releasing cobras into streets. They designed the incentive to solve a problem. Instead, it created a worse one. This is the cobra effect. The cobra effect refers to a situation where an incentive backfires and makes the problem worse. A policy designed with good intentions can lead to unintended outcomes because people respond in unexpected ways. However, this story is not a confirmed historical fact. While bounty programs for snakes did exist, there is no reliable evidence that cobras were bred on a large scale. Today, economists treat this case not as verified history, but as a story used to illustrate a concept. Even so, the lesson is clear. If incentives are designed poorly, the results can be the exact opposite of what was intended. 1990s. America wanted safer roads, so they tied taxi driver pay to the number of trips completed. Drivers started rushing. Accidents went up. The incentive was real. The result was the opposite of the goal. Banks in 2008. Bonuses tied to short-term profits. So bankers took enormous risks, made their numbers, collected their bonuses. Then the whole system collapsed. The incentive worked perfectly. That was the problem. The incentive always works. The question is, does it work toward what you actually want?
Incentives, the real rules of the game.
Want to understand why your company works the way it does. Look at how people are compensated. You want to understand why a government policy failed. Look at what behavior it actually rewarded. You want to understand why someone did something that made no sense. Find the incentive. It'll be there. Adam Smith saw it in 1776. The baker isn't your friend. The baker is your baker because it pays to be your baker. And that's fine. That's actually perfect. Because aligned incentives do more good than the best intentions ever could. Stop asking what people believe. Stop asking what they promise. Ask one question. What are they incentivized to do? The answer will tell you everything you need to know.